One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.
This is going to be an extremely busy month. I have to watch 104 soccer games, follow the pregame, the postgame, yell useless opinions at the TV. It's a lot. So I knew that when it comes to screening for colon cancer, the choice was clear. The Cologuard Plus test. It can be used at home and can only take 15 minutes, so I can do it during halftime and not miss any action. If you are 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a prescription at Cologuard.com.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Oh, boy, it is hot. Super hot. Oh. The number to reach us this hour, 800-848-9222. So with the weather in mind, Mamdani roasted for telling New Yorkers to set their air conditioners to 78 degrees during this blistering heat wave baking the Big Apple. The socialists, and this is what they're good at, telling the rest of us what we need to do. Is his thermostat set to 78? Is the AC in your police chauffeur-driven vehicle, is the AC on in that vehicle? Of course it is. So Mamdani tweets on X, New York, it's hot out there and the power grid is working overtime to keep us cool. Set your AC to 78 degrees. Turn off lights, electronics you're not using, and unplug what you can. Thank you very much, Mr. Socialist. Someone also putting on social media, as a New Yorker, I'll be setting my AC to 62 degrees for the foreseeable future as a direct retaliation to your authority. 800-848-9222. Another New York City story. NYPD cops blasting Mamdani for delaying their holiday pay ahead of July 4th as the finest are pulling in 12-hour shifts for the busy weekend. But the biggest slap in the face coming from this mayor, from Mayor Mamdani, and we have a lot to get to this hour, is Mamdani is planning to deliver an American 250th speech hours ahead of the President of the United States. So the last time I checked, Mamdani, you were born in Uganda. I think Uganda. And you're going to deliver a presidential-style speech Friday for America's 250th birthday, what's being billed by your aides as a major address, and you're going to do so ahead of President Trump. You're going to upstage the President of the United States. And according to his team, the speech will reflect on New York City's role in national history. What would you know about New York City's role in national history, Mamdani, except for being an opportunist? How dare you upstage the President of the United States? You really do think you're bigger than just the mayor. Your job, garbage, sanitation, health, police, that's your job. That's it. You're not on the national stage. I know you think you are, Mamdani, but you are absolutely not. We're going to come back to that in just 1 second. You talk about a slap in the face. I see your calls coming in. We're about to begin with them momentarily. You talk about a slap in the face. The mother of Sheridan Gorman, the young lady, the 18-year-old from Westchester County, New York, shot in the back of the head by a migrant that had been released during the Biden administration. She says, the mother, that while she was testifying, about her daughter who was killed by an illegal alien released under the Biden administration. She says Democrats were napping.
Jessica,
one of the Democratic representatives there was napping while they were giving the opening remarks, and when the other angel father was giving his testimony. When they came to me, I literally was just here to tell the story of Sheridan and her extraordinary love and life.
You said something.
They were napping.
Absolutely horrible. Members of Congress, and we're about to go from bad to worse with the socialists that are coming into the next session. 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you. We're about to begin with your calls momentarily. But Governor Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, facing backlash. Why? Because Minnesota's Board of Pardons voted to pardon a man convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl.
New accusations against top officials in Sanctuary State, Minnesota, over protecting an illegal immigrant convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl. It's a hard story to talk about and to read about, but it happened and we need to tell you. Homeland Security accusing Governor Tim Walz of granting a pardon, effectively just wiping away his criminal record to help shield the man from a final order of deportation.
So Brooke Taylor is on that. She joins us now for more. And Brooke, what did you find out? Good morning.
Hi, Bill. Good morning. Well, Governor Tim Walz facing major backlash for this. So he sits on the board that pardoned this convicted child sex offender as he was just about to be deported. So back in 2006, Tao Lee Vang right here, he was convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl in Minnesota. He pleaded guilty in a deal that kept him out of prison. DHS says that conviction cost him his legal status and made him deportable. Well, the details in these court documents, they're too graphic for me to repeat to you on air, but it describes the abuse spanning 2 years from the time the victim was 10 to just 12 years old. The girl told investigators she met Vang through her older sister, who he later married.
And so there you have it, Governor Tim Walz. This guy needs to be removed from office. I see your telephone calls on this hot day. I just want to mention this. Even Stephen A. Smith, the world of sports, says Democrats are in deep trouble when it comes to socialists that have infiltrated their party. I'm about to start with your telephone calls in just 1 second. But even Stephen A. Smith on what's going on.
I think that it will sell in New York and California, but will it sell in the general election? I don't believe so, and I believe that could ultimately spell doom for the Democratic Party. You can beat Trump. You can beat any of his successors, but in order to do so, you're going to have to come together as a party under one umbrella, and you can't be reliant on the fringes. You can't be at the mercy of those on the extreme left. You're going to have to be somewhat closer to the center, because socialism, I don't believe, will work in the general election. And that's why I've taken the position that I've taken in that regard.
Now, starting with your calls, I have to go back to Mom Donnie. Mom Donnie, I know you're the mayor, but do you really think that people listen to you and look to you for advice? You're a joke, a failed rapper, at best. That's what you are. Someone that's selling $1 in a dream to a bunch of people that don't know any better. That's what you are, Mom Donnie. So what do? You tell people in this heat wave to set their temperatures to 78 degrees while the heat is blistering. Okay, the power grid, we got to keep it up and running. But you're not the man of moral authority to be delivering this message. You're delaying holiday pay for NYPD officers ahead of this 4th of July. But the worst insult, the slap in the face, you're going to upstage the President of the United States of America on July 4th and deliver a speech? You, who wasn't even born in this country? Mom Donnie, don't you get it? You're a joke. It's as simple as that. 800-848-9222. Let's start with Marianne, line 3 in Newburgh. Marianne, on this hot day, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, I'm no fan of Mayor Mondami, but y'all aren't being fair to him about the 78-degree thing. That's just something that is recommended for the power grids in blue states, in red states, all over the place.
Oh, okay. So you say I'm being unfair to him? Well, what about him delivering a speech, Marianne, on Friday ahead of President Trump?
I'm not disagreeing with, he has plenty to complain about, but the 78-degree thing is not one of them.
Okay, do you think he's adhering to that, Marianne?
I don't even care.
So then if you don't care, then you shouldn't be complaining.
I'm not complaining. All I'm doing is pointing out is that it's very unfair. That's all.
Right, that's complaining. But thank you, Marianne, for the call. Let's see here. Let's go to Mike in South Carolina, line 2. Mike, what's on your mind?
Hello, Dominic. I was laughing before. I love sports, and I can't stand this Stephen A. Smith, but Mondami, there you go. The worst, and I think it's exploding all over the country. You know, different cities and anti-ICE, just, you know, out of control, totally out of control. And where do we start? And good for Donald Trump. He's cleaning up the mess of Biden and Kamala and all the other far-left Democratic bozos. That's my feeling, Dominic. Yeah.
Right, and ICE making across the country 10,000 arrests. Thank you for the call, Mike. In just the last 5 days, 800-848-9222. Let's go to Mike, line 1, New Jersey. Mike, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, I appreciate you taking the call. Thank you very much. I got a weird little theory to help out with the city, man. It sounds nuts, but we almost have to bring back the mafia. I don't know where they went and what happened, but they kept stuff in check. Granted, they're unethical, they're criminal, but you wouldn't have these illegals running wild. You wouldn't have all this craziness in the streets. You wouldn't have all these bums walking around. They kept their own neighborhoods pretty well in check. And I don't know. I know
okay, wait, Mike, one more time. What was your point again? One more time.
I think you almost have to, like, where'd the mob go? You got to have people that kind of run things under the veil of darkness, kind of thing, in the shadows, kind of running.
Okay, Mike, I'm not following your point. Please be direct. What are you saying?
I'm saying wherever these guys went that used to.
When you say these
city,
guys, who are you talking about?
The mafia. The
okay,
mafia.
What did I say about the mob today? Am I talking about the mob?
No, not at all. But I'm just saying.
So I have a clear blue sky, Mike. You just wanted to talk about the mob?
No, I'm saying we got to bring back that mentality of
but bring it back where? Mike, I'm not following you at all.
Okay, so we have people that came into this country illegally.
So you're starting out with illegals and migrants. Okay, go ahead.
And we got politicians that are catering to them. We got a mayor that's out of his mind. He's
Correct.
a socialist.
Correct.
Trying to take over everything from everybody. What I'm saying is we need an enforcement arm that's not the NYPD, because their hands are tied, because they're not getting backing. We need somebody. It sounds crazy, but it's almost
wait, Mike, I'm late for a break. So are you telling me that for a bunch of illegals, we need somebody who's going to control the illegals? Is that what you're telling me in a nutshell?
Oh, absolutely. But
okay, all right. I got to take a break, Mike. Thank you for the call. We're coming right back.
In this 25th anniversary year of September 11th, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation continues to honor America's heroes. Heroes like Fire Lieutenant Michael Wells, who was inspired by 9/11 to serve his community. After 14 dedicated years of service, he lost his battle with occupational cancer, leaving behind his wife, Katie, and their 3 children. Tunnel to Towers honored Lieutenant Wells by paying off the family's mortgage in recognition of his sacrifices. Donate $11 monthly and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org.
The Dominic Carter Show.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The nerve of New York City Socialist Mayor Mamdani delivering a July 4th speech ahead of the President of the United States of America. Mamdani, who do you think you are? Rudy Giuliani could deliver such speech, but would not upend the President of the United States. Michael Bloomberg could deliver such a speech, but would not upend the President of the United States. And you, the socialist mayor born in Uganda, you're going to speak ahead of the President of the United States of America? I don't get it, folks. I really don't. I almost want to say, what is this guy smoking? But I would hope as the mayor that he's not smoking. I know you folks, some of you thought that de Blasio would engage marijuana. I never bought into that nonsense. I thought it was talk radio talk, but that's it. But anyway, let's continue with your telephone calls. Let's go to line 3. Pam in Mahwah, New Jersey. Pam, before you start on the politics, is it hot in Mahwah today?
Holy moly, 106.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm looking at it right now. Anyway, Dominic, I'm loving your show. I'm very scared about this whole, communist, socialist BS going on. I want you to tell me, as a citizen, as a Republican, as a Trumper, as, part of my party, what can we do to make sure that we get the vote out for the midterms? Like, why should this even be a problem? But I think it's going to be.
Well, you know what, Pam? You're asking a great question, and I have a simplistic answer. I really believe this. Each one tell one, like each one teach one. We have got to be excited about this. This is why I love the idea of President Trump doing a convention in Dallas, Texas, before the midterms to energize the base. When you are at a political convention where Donald Trump is the headliner, the excitement, the energy, the patriotism that exists. So when we were in Milwaukee, Pam, for the RNC, that's what it was every single night. And so you're right. The excitement should already be there. When you look at what's happening on the Democrat side, Lord knows the excitement should be there with the socialism and the far left Democrats. We've got to continue to reach out. So you, Pam, if you tell 10 of your friends, and I am a very proud, extremely proud supporter of President Trump. The man is delivered. He's well on his way to going down in history as the greatest president ever. I know a lot of my friends don't like me to say that, but it is what it is. So, Pam, in your opinion, how do we get the word out?
Yeah, how do we do? Because I can't even talk to my own effing family about it. The TDS is off the charts. And I do have one other question for you.
You're so correct. Go right ahead, Pam.
I'm scared to death that I hope to God that I love Donald Trump, that he has a plan, because this is not going to end in Iran until we kill and bomb the IRGC. Not going to end. So what's going on with that?
Well, the only thing I could say, Pam, from the few times that I met President Trump prior to him being president, he knows what's going on around him at all times. Do you honestly think that he would have entered into this agreement, into this quagmire without a plan? Bet on Trump. As I always say, the man is playing chess, not checkers. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show, entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And I am coming back to the politics of the day, but I absolutely hate when I have to be sidetracked because of situations like this, and pay attention, that is, to situations exactly like this that occurred at the Empire State Building.
Some breaking news. Police now confirming that 2 people were arrested after climbing to the top of the Empire State Building. Take a look at some of this video from earlier today showing the pair at the top of the spire. They were holding a banner that read, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." And later, it appeared that there was a proposal on top of the Empire State Building. They were also seen taking selfies and videos. The incident causing traffic closures in the area. And, of course, the NYPD and other emergency first responders are there.
And so that situation, right, led one of the national newscasts last night. I don't know what's going on with us in terms of as a country, stuff like that. Then the socialists, I don't get it. I'm looking at my Twitter, at my X, at Dominic TV. Hermit Sal says, Dominic, of course, comrade, Mayor Mamdani believes that he is important enough to upstage President Trump. After all, didn't Mamdani successfully upstage Kathy Hochul, the supposedly, and he capitalizes supposedly, governor of New York? Just a simple man says at Dominic TV, just when you think Tim Walz can't get any worse, he does. You never fail to consistently outdo your significant stupidity, Tim. You are a disgrace. So, folks, and I'm coming back to the politics. We see all of your calls you're trying to get through. Just hold on for a second. Hit redial in a minute or two. We're going to get to as many of your calls as possible. Oh, I'm hot. It's hot. It be hot. But what I want to do is, I've been talking about Caitlin Clark, the WNBA. And now the lady that, maybe I should stand corrected. Maybe I shouldn't say lady. Maybe I should say the player. Well, maybe I shouldn't say player. Maybe I should say the wannabe New York Jets linebacker with arms bigger than mine, because that's what that woman looked like. The woman that got into the incident with Caitlin Clark on Caitlin Clark's neck. Riley Gaines, the former, and I'm so happy for her success, but the former college championship swimmer that was on the front line of all of this. Riley Gaines putting it plain and simple in terms of what is going on.
Dave Portnoy is right. The WNBA is the worst marketed and business-minded league in the history of leagues. You would be hard-pressed to find an organization more dedicated to self-imploding than the WNBA. Although I guess they don't have to worry about their profits too much since it steals from the men's league to pay for everything, so maybe they don't care about marketing or ratings. Here's what I'll say about Caitlin Clark. She is the golden goose of the WNBA, and they will not accept it. Is it because she's white? Maybe. Is it because she's straight? Maybe. I actually just think, Brian, that it's just jealousy all around. Now, I think that Caitlin Clark was the queen of the WNBA before she ever even played a game. She is a generational talent that revolutionized the game of basketball, who also happens to be white and straight, and that is why they hate her.
Notice how careful Riley is, almost like my colleagues, other hosts here at the radio station. You mention race, racism, white, black, they go around the edges, right? Because nobody wants to be called a racist, right? Nobody wants to be called that. Folks, I'm on record a year ago that Caitlin Clark was being treated like this because she's a white girl that can ball. She's a white girl that Michael Jordan himself has passed the mantle to. The man himself says that she is the real deal. But I want you to hear this. We'll get back to the politics. Switching it where now the victim is no longer the victim. The attacker is now the victim, right? The young lady, no, the WNBA player, no, the woman with arms bigger than mine that did this to Caitlin Clark. Now she's talking about that she's receiving death threats and racial slurs and on and on and on. And ABC, their morning program, spent time on this where they're now making the attacker the victim.
Now the fallout from the WNBA incident involving Caitlin Clark and Alyssa Thomas. Thomas, who was a 6-time All-Star for the Mercury, says she has received death threats after she appeared to push her fist into Clark's throat in a recent game. Rhiannon Alley is here with this story. This is getting a lot of attention.
It's getting so much attention. Alyssa Thomas says this was a complete accident. She says she didn't mean to do this, but now she's being painted as a thug, getting death threats. She's sick and tired of the league not doing more to protect its players off the court. This morning, WNBA star Alyssa Thomas blasting Commissioner Kathy Engelbert after Alyssa says she received death threats over this incident with Caitlin Clark.
There's a difference between trolling and there's a difference between hatred, and the hatred that we're experiencing over a play that honestly was a complete accident.
The play happened at last Wednesday night's game between the Phoenix Mercury and the Indiana Fever. Clark at the bottom of a scramble for the ball. At one point, Thomas appears to push into Clark's neck. Following a post-game review, the league upgrading the initial no call to a flagrant 2, suspending Thomas for 1 game.
The fist in the throat is crazy. It's crazy. It's dangerous.
Thomas says in the wake of the game, she and her family have been threatened and she's been called racial slurs, criticizing WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert for not doing enough to protect.
And so, you get the point of what I'm trying to say in terms of now Alyssa Thomas, she's the victim. No, she's not. She's the young lady. No, the WNBA player. No, the athlete with arms bigger than mine, more muscles than I have in my whole body. She has in her arms, and she did what she did. But now she's the victim. Now she's being called racial names. Pull out the violins for Alyssa Thomas. I don't think so. You give what you get. It's as simple as that. And what you did to Caitlin Clark is disgusting. You can't beat her on the court, so now you're trying to intimidate her in any way that you can. And while you young ladies are hating on Caitlin Clark is giving away millions every year to the black community for kids growing up to have basketball courts so that they can play. So that while you're hating on this white young lady, she's trying to empower your community. You thugs. Yes, women can be thugs. Look at any WNBA game. Makeup, man, makeup. Wait, maybe I shouldn't say man. Maybe I shouldn't say man. Maybe I should say man. But makeup. You need some makeup. 800-848-9222. Larry, Staten Island, line 1. What's on your mind, Larry?
How you doing, Dominic? Have a safe 4th of July, you and yours.
And same to you.
Listen, this 78-degree recommendation by Mondami, I asked myself, I wonder, what are the cooling centers like? If you're going to a cooling center that's 78 degrees and the doors are closed, that temperature's got to be higher in there. Unless this guy is cold-blooded. I mean, anybody who could jump in a swimming pool wearing a suit, it's got to be a little screwball.
But hey, Larry, now I don't know, but wasn't that a Muslim thing with him not? I don't know, with him not taking his clothes off to get in the pool. I mean, what was that about?
Dominic, I never heard of that. Unless he's looking to get more press attention to stand out, he'll stand out. They should stand him out and send him to Bellevue.
Thank you for the call, Larry. I think the cooling centers are an exception because they're serving hundreds, if not thousands of people. And so they have to put the temperature at about 62 degrees so you can stay nice and cool. But I don't get that. You know, I've seen certain female mayors that, up there in age, and they put on their bathing suits and they get out there with the kids and jump into the pool. I have never seen a chief executive of a city, a male chief executives. I've seen male mayors put on T-shirts. So, for example, I would put on a T-shirt. No, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd be bold enough to take my shirt off and jump right in, right? Period. It is what it is. So why Mamdani jumped in with a suit on, I don't know. Maybe it is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Let's go to Tony, line 2, White Plains. What's on your mind, Tony?
Yeah, hi, Dominic. Dominic, see all this crap going on, with the illegal aliens, Mondami, the communists, all this stuff going, the race card, all this stuff. I knew about that 40 years ago, and I could prove it to you. And I think you...
Wait a minute. Wait. You knew about what 40 years ago?
Stuff that's going on now, with the corruption.
Okay. Wait a minute. Why is it relevant to point out this was going on 40 years ago?
I knew about it 40 years ago, and I could prove it to you.
Okay, but I don't think anybody's interested in the fact that you could prove it. I mean, what is that going to do?
Know about it too.
Excuse me?
I think you know about it too, because you know
okay,
why?
Fred, you're starting to sound, excuse me, Tony, you're starting to sound a little cuckoo to me. And let's move on to the next call. Thank you for the call. Let's go on to Fred, line 3, Long Island. Fred, what's on your mind?
Yeah, hi, Democrat. Hi, I want to talk a little about America, democracy.
Wait, did you just call me, did you say hello, Democrat?
No, excuse me. I did not say that. I meant to say hello, Dominic.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Fred.
But yeah, I want to talk a little about that. You know, America and the city of New York, you know, was built on unity through diversity. Democracy is what has encouraged exploration, invention, growth, prosperity, both personal, national, and wealth. Socialism is not equatable to democracy, and history has shown, and we know it, throughout the world, it hasn't worked. The system based on social ownership, economic equality, or cooperative ownership only is a path, and it is the path from capitalism to communism. What I don't understand, why can't the airheads, and I'm saying Democrat airheads, and I'm going to put this one step further. We have New York airheads. Why can they not see what's going on in the city? Why can they not see what we have a mayor who is actually looking to not help the city, but destroy this city? You know, we as Americans, we as New Yorkers, we don't always agree on politics, culture, economics, or religion. But our country is not perfect, but it's the best that the world knows. Still,
absolutely. No, Fred, I got to step in and move on to other calls. Thank you. I agree with most of what you said. Thank you. Let's see here. Let's go to Mark in New Jersey, line 2. What's on your mind, Mark?
How you doing there, big boy Dominic? You know, I don't like this. They're picking on that Caitlin Clark. They're just picking on her. And she's a good kid. I watch a lot of her on YouTube. And she's very impressive. But they're just picking on her. My other thing is, this Luigi, why is this taking so long? He killed somebody. What's this plea deal and this and that? Just fed up with everything, Dom.
Well, because it takes time, Mark, for cases to go to trial. And in Luigi's case, you've got the state case that's coming up first, and then the feds at the start of next year. Sometimes things take time. This is not Hollywood, and they have to play through the court system. Thank you for the call. Line 1, Frank, up in Suffering, New York, Rockland County. Frank, what's on your mind?
Caitlin Clark is the Jackie Robinson of our day with the WNBA. They don't even know what she brings to the NBA and what she's brought to all of their existence. That's all I have to say.
I agree with you, Frank. And again, and I've made this point, let's say some hot shot talk show host comes along and is added to the lineup. Right? And let's say it's a female. And she lights it up so much that all of our ratings go up, where we all receive a pay raise, whatever the case may be, a better benefits, whatever. We're treated very, very well. I can only speak for myself. With the Casamatides family, they told me on day one that I'd be treated like family, and darn, that's exactly what they have done, right? So if you bring along somebody that's going to increase the product, make the product better for everybody, I'm going to embrace that. I'm not going to be jealous of that individual. I'm going to look at the fact that they're making life better for us. All of a sudden, the WNBA players are not traveling coach. They're staying in the nicest hotels. They have filled arenas. They have TV ratings and contracts. And so I'm going to say to myself, this young lady Cunningham and also Caitlin Clark, and let's be honest, I don't pull punches. They're both whites. They're both white. But you go with what markets the game. This is not about black and white. This is about green, dinero. What markets the game? We are coming right back.
Want to elevate your travel experience? Here's how. With a Delta SkyMiles Reserve American Express card, you can relax before your flight in the Delta Sky Club with up to 15 visits per medallion year. And now through July 15th, 2026, you can earn up to 125,000 bonus miles, so you're closer to your next adventure. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve card. Check out the new design at www.delta.com/Spotify. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply.
The Dominic Carter Show, entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. So I work with Carlos and Philippe here. And guys, all I can say is the United States has made it. I'm not a World Cup fan. I want it gone. I don't like the inconvenience. Don't roll your eyes, Carlos. I see you. But remember, I can see you, okay? But I do love you guys because, honestly, folks, these guys... James Brown, the hardest working man in show business. Both of these guys work very hard. But hey, Chris Libertini, our senior vice president. Chris, you make everything great for me. You magically, through your productions and so on, you make my voice sound good. How come you can't make it cool for me where even in all this AC, I'm still hot? It's hot. It's too hot. Let's get back to your telephone calls. And, of course, thanks to the Magic for all the folks in social media. All of you folks that do a great job. But don't roll your eyes at me, Carlos. I see you from the corner of my eye. Let's go to Sal, line 4 in New Jersey. Sal, what's on your mind?
Dominic, happy 4th of July.
Same to you and your family.
Thank you. I would like to just... When Zohran Mamdani jumped into the pool with all those kids, he was doing what socialist dictators and all socialists do to make believe that that he's on the people's side. He does things to appeal to people's emotions, to do things to.
Okay, well, wait a minute, Sal. Almost every mayor jumps in the pool with kids to open up the summer. So what are you saying that's special here?
Well, he's doing other things to identify with kids, with people, to identify that he's on their side.
But isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, it's all right.
So what's the problem you have with it?
He talks on both sides. He says he's for the people.
Right.
He does all these things for the people, and yet
I agree with you on that.
He goes against them.
I agree with you on that. I still want to know what mayor jumps into the pool with his suit on. What do I know? What mayor on July 4th speaks before the president of the United States? A mayor born in Uganda. That's a socialist. I don't know. TJ, Brooklyn, line 2. What's on your mind, TJ?
Dominic, always a pleasure to speak with you. In regards to that ABC hit piece, my follow-up would have been, well, what did you say to her when you were choking, when you had your arm in her throat? You basically can read her lips where she's calling her a dumb white you-know-what. And, how is this woman's gotten more flagrant fouls committed on her in the last year and a half than this league's been in business. This league has one goal. Black women, lesbians, spread the lie, spread the fakeness. Don't ever forget, we traded a horrible arms dealer who killed thousands of people for Brittany Griner. And, right there alone should tell you how screwed up the priorities of that league are. Caitlin Clark should be the face. Look in 1979. Bird was white, Johnson was black. They saved the league. No doubt, and
they
anybody
sure did.
will tell you that.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ, can you help me out with this? Right. So this is not politically correct. I'll admit that. Why do so many of them have to look like men on the court? And whatever happened to makeup?
I don't know. And to your point, if ABC was really a true news media organization, why didn't Michael Strahan ask Chris Johnson, hey, do you think you're a debilitating disease at 42 years of age?
Right. Well,
probably not. Probably not, because ESPN and ABC would go crazy. Have a
right.
great holiday, Dominic.
And
we live in the best country in the world.
We do live in the best country in the world. Amen to Brother TJ on that. Bill in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Line 1. Bill, you only got 20 seconds. Go ahead, please.
Dominic, just 3 words about Caitlin Clark, why they can't stand her. Not necessarily in this order. Straight, white, and great. And that's it. That's the bottom line. That's why I don't like her.
Straight, white, and gay. Okay. Well, she can ball. How about that? Those are 3 words. How about those 3 words, Bill? Oh, they don't like those 3 words. Makeup! Makeup! Folks, it's hot. On America's darkest day, 9/11, America vowed to never forget. Help our nation keep that promise. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org. I am back live at midnight. It's hot.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder,
what the heck is going on here?
The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.